A very good morning all of you. Welcome to the lab session 3, 8051 microcontroller. In this lab we are going to find out a largest or smallest number among 5 numbers stored in a memory location. That means you are going to store 5 arbitrary numbers in a memory location and you are going to write a program to access those memory locations and compare those 5 memory locations, and finally your result, whichever the largest number or smallest number, will be stored in the accumulator. So this is for your today's lab session. And thing is, need not be 5 numbers for this program. It can be 10 numbers, can be any number. For the simplicity, I took only 5 numbers. So in order to execute this program, I have used certain instruction set, so which I want to discuss first, so that it will be very clear for you to understand the complete program. So I have used to execute to perform the largest number or smallest number experiment. We need to use certain instruction set. People use different instruction set to do the same job, but I am using below instruction set. First I am using CJNE, compare and jump if not equal. So the code is something like this: CJNE A comma B comma L1. L1 will be arbitrary. You can keep any name, back or maybe loop or maybe whatever the name you want to give, you can keep it. So what it does is, the moment you write CJNE A B comma L1, it compares A and B. It's going to compare both A and B. If A equals to B, then it executes the next instruction without doing anything. If A is not equal to B, so it is very clear, if not equal, it is supposed to jump to the L1 location. That means wherever you have mentioned L1 in your program, to that particular location, your program will go, and the next instruction will be executed from that particular place. So that's how I am going to use CJNE to compare two numbers, and based on whether they are equal or not. If it is equal, I will do the next execution without doing anything. If it is not equal, it goes to a specified loop where it is going to execute its next instruction. This is the first instruction I am going to use. And second one is a JNC. So it will be JNC followed by L2, and L2 also arbitrary, you can keep any name. So in this instruction, it compares, is there any carry flag? So it look for the carry flag generated by your CJNE operation. If there is no carry, JNC means jump no carry. If there is no carry, jump to the location L2 where you have mentioned in your program. Suppose if there is a carry, then to execute the next instruction without doing any jump. So this is how you are going to use a JNC comma L2. Now we are going to use sjump later part. Sjump is a small jump mentioned to the code word. Suppose sjump L1 means it jumps to the L1 name where it is mentioned in your program. Next one, increment comma R0. So in this instruction will increase the value of R0 by 1. Whatever the previous value, that will be increased by 1. Then I am going to use my last instruction, that is DJNZ. In DJNZ, if you look at the code, DJNZ R7 comma back, that means it's going to decrease the value of R7, or it's going to decrease the value of value which is stored in R7 register. And if it is not equal to 0, NZ means not equal to 0, then it goes to the place where your back is mentioned in your program. The back also arbitrary, you can keep any other name also. So it basically compares the value of the register, which is a counter register, in which you are going to keep the counter, whether you want to 5 cycles, 5 times you want to check, or 6 times, depending on how many numbers you want to compare. So if in our case, since we are using only 5 numbers, we need only 4. So it will check whether R7 is 4, R7 is 3, R7 is 2, R7 is 0. If R7 is 0, it executes the next instruction without doing anything. If it is not equal to 0, it goes to the place where back is written in your program. So these are the 5 instructions I am going to use for writing a program to find out largest or smallest number among the given numbers. Now I am going to show you how I am going to do this program. My program starts with origin, like where you are supposed to start your microcontroller program. First thing what I'm going to do, I'm going to set a counter value, because I'm going to compare. My job is I have to compare 5 numbers and I have to find out which is the largest number. Okay. So to do that, you have to compare the first number with the rest 4 numbers. If suppose you are having 5 numbers, you have to compare your first number with other 4 numbers. That means you have to take the same process for 4 times. So that's why I'm keeping my counter value as 4. Okay. This counter value I'm going to move to some arbitrary register. For this program, I just kept it as R7 register as my counter. So first instruction will be move R7 comma 04. That means the value 04 will move to R7 register. This R7 value will be used for the counting purpose. That we will see how it is going to be useful for us. This is the first thing I'm going to do. Suppose you have 10 numbers. Let us assume instead of 5 numbers, for 10 numbers, you have to run for 9 times. So you have to compare 9 times. So in that case, you have to keep your counter as 9. And once you're done with the counter, what you do is now you select some register, any register. You take R0, any other register. You store some number. Please remember this number going to act as a memory location. So you select some register and send some number to that register. Whatever the number you are going to send, that you are going to assign it as a memory location in the next instruction. So in this case, I moved a 12 number to R0 register. Now if you look at the next instruction, next what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the content of a 12H memory location to my accumulator register. So that means I'm going to have my numbers at 12H, then 13, then 14 and 15 and 16. Please remember, I defined one number and that I moved to R0, and after that I moved a number at 12H memory location to accumulator register. That is my first number for the comparison. Okay, at 12H, at 12 my first number is there, that I moved to accumulator register. My next number will be at 13, next number will be 14 memory location, next number will be 15, next number will be 16. So these are the 5 memory locations in which I kept my numbers. Okay. Now I took the first number from the memory location to accumulator register. Now what I'm going to do is, now I'm going to increment my R0. Okay, that means previously your R0 value is 12. Now if I increment, it becomes 13. Okay, this 13 memory location value, if you look at here, you are going to the move b comma at the rate R0. That means your R0 value increased to 13. The 13 value, 13H value, there is one memory has some number. Whatever the number at R0, that means at 13 location, that will be moved to the B register. So that means you are having your numbers at 12 memory location, 13, 14 and 15 and 16. So what you did is, first you took the at 12 memory location to accumulator register, then 13 memory location number to the B register. Now you took the 2 numbers. Now your job is you have to compare both the numbers. So I'm going to use compare. I'm going to use the compare, that is nothing but CJNE. Compare A comma B. If not equal, take a jump. That we'll see whatever the jump and all in the later part. For the time being, what you are going to do is, whatever the numbers you taken from both the memory locations which are adjacent to each other, like 12 and 13 memory locations, you're going to compare A and B. Now you have a option. When you compare A and B, if A less than B, see your comparison works. It's like more like a subtraction operation. When you take A and B and you want to compare, when A is less than B, you are going to get a carry flag. When A is less than B, when you compare A and B, you will be getting a carry flag because A require a bar operation. So first condition is, if A less than B, you get a carry flag 1. Suppose if A is greater than or equal to B, there is no carry flag. Please remember these 2 statements, because we are going to use this carry flag condition to determine whether our numbers are equal or less than or whatever it is. Okay. For the time being, you assume if A is greater than B. Okay. So you have taken 2 numbers. Suppose A is greater than B. So that means my accumulator is already having a highest number. So I don't need to change my accumulator number. So in that case, if A is greater than B, in that case, just what you do is, you decrement the counter directly. So I am going to explain all the conditions. First listen. For the time being, I have taken two numbers. Out of two numbers, my A is greater than B. That means my first number is greater than second number. In that case, my accumulator is already having highest number. So I don't need to change anything. Okay, now it goes to the next instruction, that is a decrement the counter. That means your R7 value, whatever you have defined your R7 value previously, your R7 value is 4, it is going to decrement to the 3. Okay, once it is decrement to 3, now it will check for the counter whether it is 0 or not. When it is moved from 4 to 3, it is not equal to 0. If it is not equal to 0, it has to go to the loop. If you look at here, I am going to show the loop now. Please observe carefully. If you look at here, this is my counter where R7 is located. If R7 is not equal to 0, it will again go to the place where I have incremented my R0. So that means the moment your count is not equal to 0, it goes to increment R0. That means your memory location will be increased to the next number. So that means you are going to have 14H now. Now in the next instruction, whatever the value at 14H memory location will be transferred to B register. That means the previous value will be overwritten with the 14H memory location. Again it will compare A and B. Suppose again if A is greater than B, again it goes to the counter, decrease the counting of your R7. Again check for the whether R7 is equal to 0 or not. Again it goes to the loop. Again it increases to the 15H. That 15H memory location value move to B. Then again A and B will be compared. If A is greater than B, again it goes to the decrement and it's check whether it's 0 or not. Again it goes to here and compare 16H location. And when you reach 16H location, you are going to get the counter value 0. Your R4 value becomes 0. When it is 0, you are going to end the program. So this is the first case when A is greater than all the first number is greater than all the numbers. First, suppose if A equals to B, let us assume. Suppose if A equals to B, when you compare first two bits, both are equal. In that case also, you don't need to change the accumulator because both are same. There is no point of changing accumulator. Again, it decrement the counter and check for 0. Again, go to the loop of your R0 increment. Suppose if A less than B, next case. Okay. Suppose you are comparing A and B. Suppose your A is less than B. But as per my statement, I am supposed to store my highest number in the accumulator. So in such case, whenever you encounter A less than B, that means whenever the carry flag is 1, what you are going to do an extra instruction, move A comma B. That means since A is less than B, that is B greater, that's why I'm moving my B to the A register so that my accumulator going to have a larger number. And once you get the larger number accumulator register, again it goes to the decrementing the counter number. Again check for 0. If not 0, again it takes the same loop. So this is how you are going to execute your program. Now I'm going to show the program how it look like. Since I already written, I'm just going to show you. It's the simplest program to do finding a largest number. Okay, please listen. I'm going to show you a step-by-step instruction while executing in the program. For the timing, just listen one by one line. I started my origin, then I started my counter number, like counting how many times I need to repeat the process. I made 4 times since I'm taking 5 numbers. Then I decided my memory location should be at 12 memory location at the RAM, sorry. So I moved that 12H to R0. Then in the next instruction, whatever the value at 12H memory location, that will be moved to the A register. Then I increase to R0, that means your 12 becomes 13. At 13H memory location, you will be having another number. That another number I am taking to the B register. Once A and B are filled with the 2 memory location values, I am going to compare A and B. Now here is the important point. Please, this is a very, very important point. Now when you compare A and B, CJNE means when both are not equal, it's supposed to jump to the L1 place. Listen carefully. You are going to compare A and B. If both are not equal, supposed to jump to the place where L1 is written. That means your L1 is somewhere here. So let us assume A and B are not equal. Now it is supposed to jump to L1. L1 place, it is checking is there any carry generated or not. JNC means jump no carry. Suppose if there is no carry, then it's supposed to jump to L2 location. That means you are supposed to decrease your counter value by 1. Suppose there is a carry. Suppose in this line there is a carry. So that means when there is a carry, it should not take any jump. It's supposed to execute the next instruction. Okay. When you don't get carry, when A is greater than B, you don't get any carry flag. When A is less than B, you'll get the carry flag. So when A is less than B, that means B is greater than A. So in that case, we are supposed to execute move A comma B. If you execute this one, your B content will be moved to the A register so that your accumulator will have the largest value. Okay. So this is how you are going to execute your program. I'm going to execute with some example problem. It will be very clear for you. Okay. And I already written the program. So this is the program written for your largest value. So I'm just going to directly debug session because I already checked for all the errors and all, no errors and all those things. Now please listen carefully. This is very, very important. First you have to go to the memory. You define your memory location. Since I already said I want to store my 5 numbers at starting at 12 memory location. I just typed here D, then hyphen, then cross 12. Then I'm going to get my 12 memory location. I'm keeping some numbers 45. I'm going to take some 5 arbitrary numbers 45, 22, 33, then 77, then 25. So now it's very clear from the numbers itself, my 77 is greater than among all the numbers. By the time I finish my program, I'm supposed to see 77 in the accumulator. So please watch carefully step by step how it is going to work. Okay. So if I start first instruction, you can see here the first instruction is move R7 comma 04. That means your number 4 is moved to the R7 register. You can see R7 is moved to R7 is filled with number 4. In the next instruction, your R0 filled with the number 12. Your R0 filled with the number 12. If next in the next instruction, move A comma at the rate R0. That means at 12 memory location, whatever the value that's supposed to move to the accumulator register. If you look at here at 12 memory location, I'm having 45. That means the 45 number will move to the accumulator register in the next instruction. Now one number from the memory location you have moved to the A register. Now in the next line I'm going to increment my R0. That means 12H will become 13H. Now you can see my R0 value increased to 13. In the next instruction, whatever the value at 13 memory location should move to the B register. So if you look at here 13 memory location having a number 22. If I execute next instruction, 22 will move to the B register. Now you can see here the two numbers which are stored at 12 memory location, 13 memory location are stored in A and B registers. Now I am going to compare. If you look at directly, 45 is greater than 22. It is clearly mentioned compare jump not equal. If you look at clearly, 45 is not equal to 22. So that means you are supposed to take a jump to a location L1. So L1 is somewhere here. So if I execute the next instruction, it directly goes to L1. We'll see now. You can see it directly jumped from CJNE to L1 because both are not equal. At L1 line, it is comparing jump no carry greater than B. So there won't be any carry flag. So it is very clear. Jump no carry to L2. Whenever there is no carry flag, you are supposed to jump to L2 location. The L2 location is somewhere here. That means your next instruction will directly move to L2 without executing move A comma B. That we are going to see in a moment. You can see it directly went to L2. At L2 line, you can see here decrement R7. Okay, if not equal to 0, jump to back. So the back is my loop. If you look at here, back is written somewhere at number 5. So if I execute the next instruction, your R7 going to decrease by one number. If now it is 4. If I execute, it becomes 3. Okay, and if you look at here, it is 3 not equal to 0. Your instruction line went to directly to back line. If you look at here, the arrow marks giving instruction that your program went back to the place where you're supposed to jump. It is clearly mentioned DJNZ. If R7 is not equal to 0, jump to the back place where back is written in your program. So now first two bits are compared and you conclude that your A is greater than B. That's why you went back to the loop. Now I'm going to increment my R0 because I need to take the third bit from the 5 numbers. So if I increment, my R0 value becomes 14. Look at here, your R0 value become 14. Now at 14 memory location, you are having 33. In the next instruction, the 33 value will be stored in the B register because you have written move B at the rate R0. At the rate R0 is now 14. So if I execute the next instruction, your 33 will be moved to B register. Now you can see here, the value at 14 memory location is moved to the B register. So that means now you are going to compare your first bit and the third bit. So now you are going to compare and 45 and 33. Again, your 43 is greater than 33. That means your CJNE, that means compare jump not equal. So since your 45 and 33 not equal, you are supposed to take a jump here. The jump will supposed to go to the L1. So if I execute next instruction, it's supposed to move to the L1. You can see it moved to the L1. At L1 location, it will look for the carry flag. If you look at here, 45, 33, there is no possibility for the carry flag because your A1 is, your A is greater than B. Since there is no jump, no carry, that means there is no carry flag, you are supposed to jump to L2 location. That means it goes to the L2 line in the next instruction. At L2 line, it is going to decrease R7 value. So if you look at here, R7 value is 3. Now it is going to decrease by 2 and it is not equal to 0. That means supposed to go back to a place where you are written back. So if I execute the next instruction, your R7 value becomes 2. At the same time, your program will go back to the place where back is written. You can see here your R7 value decreased by 2 and your program went to the back location. Again, my R0 going to increase. So that means previously it is 14. If I execute the next instruction, it becomes 15. Now in the next instruction, whatever the value at the 15 memory location, that is 77, that 77 will move to the B register now. If you look at here, your 77 is moved to the B register. In the next instruction, I'm going to compare A and B. Now if you look at here, A and B are not equal. So I'm supposed to take a jump to the L1 line. So when I go to the L1 line, I'm going to execute now. Now it went to L1 line because both are not equal. At L1 line, look for the carry flag. 45 yes. is absolutely less than 77. So you are going to get a carry flag. So jump, no carry. So if there is no carry, it's supposed to jump. But if there is a carry, it's supposed to execute the next instruction. It should not jump. Since there is a carry, it should not jump. It's supposed to execute the next instruction. That means next instruction will be move A comma B. That means you are sending your largest number to the accumulator. So if I execute the next instruction, it will not go to the L2 line. It will go to the move A comma B line. You can see here, since there is a carry flag, it did not jump. It goes to the next instruction, move A comma B. Now, whatever the value in B, that goes to the A register. So if I execute next instruction, your 77 will be stored in the accumulator. That means your largest number is saved in the accumulator register. Now again, it decreases R7 value. If you look at here, R7 value is 2. If I decrease, becomes 1 and again not equal to 0. So it will again go back to the back, which I written in my program. So I'm going to execute that last instruction. You can see my R7 is decreased to 1 and my program went back to back place. Now again, I'm going to increase my R0 value at 16. If you look at here, at 16 memory location, I'm having 25. In the next instruction, this 25 value will be moved to the B register because I written move B comma at the rate R0. At the rate R0 value is 16 and 16 is having 25 number. Now you can clearly see your B value is changed with 25 number. Okay, now I'm going to compare 77 and 25. If you look at clearly, both are not equal. So if both are not equal, it's supposed to take a jump to the L1 line. At L1 line, look for the carry, jump, no carry. If you look at here, 77 is greater than 25. So there is no possibility for the carry flag. So that means it's supposed to take a jump. It is clearly mentioned jump, no carry. Whenever there is no carry, you're supposed to jump to the line number L2. My L2 is here. I'm going to do that now. So it's going to check the carry flag. Then it jumped to the L2 line. Now you can see it went to the L2 line. Now at L2 line, it is going to decrease my R7. If you look at my R7, R7 is 1 now. If I decrease, it becomes 0. That means it should not go back. It's supposed to end my program because your R7 is not 0. R7 is 0 now. Okay. If I'm going to execute now, now R7 is 0. Now you can see your program going to the 12th line, that is the end line. Now your program is end. Now you can see here your accumulator is having a largest number among the given numbers 45, 22, 33, 77 and 25. If you look at here, my largest number is at 77. Out of this, my largest number is 77. Okay, so this is all about your finding a largest number.